Hi, welcome to this Zoom yoga class. I teach a live Zoom class every week, and then I put it up on YouTube to share it with all of you. So I hope you enjoy it. If you do, I hope you'll hit like and maybe subscribe so that you can be notified when I put up new programs. And explore my other playlists that might be helpful to you. This program is designed for people who might have some limitations. We bring our vinyasa up onto a chair so that you don't have to get all the way down to the ground. We start out in a chair, move to standing postures, vinyasa, and then we move down to the floor. So let's get started. As a little follow-up, I guess, or an extension, kind of a logical next step in classes after the restorative class that we did, is I'm starting a series, and we've done it before. It's on self-care. And self-care is really important to do for yourself because it allows you to replenish resources if you have others to care for, and most of us have someone in our lives that need our attention and care. And so it's so very important to take care of yourself. And there are different categories of self-care. There's sensory self-care, there's physical self-care, emotional self-care, social self-care, and spiritual self-care. And so this week we're going to talk just a little bit about sensory self-care, and we'll do a couple of little self-massages, feet and face, just to give ourselves some loving touch. So sensory self-care is about doing things that make you feel alive, that make you feel happy. And in yoga, we talk a lot about prana, and many yoga teachers will tell you that prana is the breath. And in some ways, prana is the breath. Prana is life force, and the breath brings us life. But prana travels into our bodies through our breath, but it also travels in through all of our senses. So like our eyes and our ears, our nose, our mouths, the things that taste good, smell good, sound good, look good. Because it's anything that brings you pleasure. So it might be going to a museum and seeing beautiful artwork, or it might be listening to beautiful music that you happen to love. It might be tasting a delicious meal or smelling a beautiful aroma, maybe from a garden. So all of those things that bring you pleasure is a form of self-care, and each of us have different things that can bring that to us in different ways. So they're all different, but it's important to think about how the senses can bring us happiness and pleasure. So we're going to begin just centering ourselves. Maybe as you breathe this morning, you might think about a couple of things that you really enjoy. And as you think about those things, think about what senses are at play in bringing you that pleasure. So sit nice and tall, sternum lifts, navel draws in, and the shoulders roll up and back, relax down. The hands on your lap, face up or down, whatever comes naturally. And begin to breathe with awareness. So allowing the breath to move freely in and freely out. Noticing how it feels. How does the air feel coming into your nostrils? Cool, warm, moist or dry, sticky, smooth. You might notice if one nostril is freer flowing than the other. Following the breath down the throat and into the chest, and maybe as far as the belly. I'm checking in with the response of the body to the breath, to the breathing, the expansion of the ribs or the belly on the inhale and the contraction of the ribs or the belly on the exhale. You might notice the effects of a nice, slow and smooth and rhythmic breath on the chatter in your mind. So perhaps that tends to slow a bit as you concentrate on the breath. Just taking 2 or 3 more mindful breaths before we begin to move. And before we open our eyes and begin to move, you might just begin to move with your eyes closed. Getting a sense of what would feel good, a rolling of the shoulder, a rotation of the torso, maybe a little lean forward and back. What would feel good? A nodding of the head. So just mindfully moving, just organically, whatever comes naturally. And then come to stillness, open your eyes. I'm going to take my glasses off because we're going to do a little bit of facial massage, a little bit of work to soothe the eyes. So we're going to begin by rubbing our hands together super, 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 super hard, fast, as if you're trying to start a fire. And build some heat. Hard to build heat in this cold weather. Take a few minutes. And then as you feel that heat building, just cup your hands together. The eyes open or closed, just feel the energy, the warmth kind of moving around inside those cuppings. And then take those cups over your eye. So trying to block out as much light as you can. Eyes can stay softly open. And just feel that warm, healing energy moving into the eye and back to the optic nerve. So this is a wonderful practice to do in a dark room. It's a great practice to do if your eyes are super tired from using them for this or that during a long day, maybe a lot of reading, maybe needlework or that kind of thing. So just let all that warmth and healing energy kind of be used up as it moves into the eye. And when you've used it all up, just bring your hands back to your lap for a moment. And we'll do a little facial massage. So take your pointer and your middle finger and meet them together at the middle of your forehead. Take your thumbs onto your cheekbones and just gently pull the fingers apart down over the temple, down towards your thumbs. Slow, nice, soft pressure, just enough to feel the skin being gently stretched and pulled. And just continue to repeat this a few times. Try to keep the facial muscles nice and soft and relaxed as you do this. The next time your fingers meet your thumbs, pause for a second. And then take those 2 fingers to the bridge of your nose, right between your eyebrows or your eyes, and just come down across the bridge of your nose, under your eyes, and over to your thumb. So a nice little massage here. Just a couple more. The next time your fingers meet your thumb, pause there. So take your thumbs to right under your jaw. Take these two fingers right at the junction of your upper and lower jaw. So right at the jaw joint, and begin to massage there. Try to relax the jaw. You might let the jaw kind of hang and wiggle it a little bit. So you're getting right into that TMJ space. We'll put as much pressure on as feels good. Make the circles as large as you'd like. Just get into that area where we tend to clench and hold and it can cause headaches and cause jaw aches. Just try to stay as relaxed in the jaw as you can. Massaging your skin on your face brings some blood flow into the area, a little color into the cheeks. It helps the blood flow as well as lymph move. And then just take your hand and give your whole face a little pat down. And there we are. It's so good. I hope it felt good for you. So your skin on your face might feel alive and vibrant. I hope so. So a simple thing that you can do for yourself, a little bit of self-care for your face. So now we'll begin to do our movement. So sit nice and tall with your hands down by your sides. We'll take 4 big sun breaths. So inhale the arms up overhead, press the palms together. You might spread your fingers wide and just feel the air moving between those fingers as you bring the arms up and down. Really be mindful and appreciate and notice the smallest little sensations on the skin. Breathing in and out, inhaling overhead, exhaling down. We'll do one more. Inhale, arms reach up, and exhale, bring it down. And we'll flow into our side bends here this morning. So keep your right arm down, float your left arm up and over, and just begin to flow like you are a little piece of grass along the edge of a pond that's ripply. We're just kind of rippling, kind of swaying, kind of floating back and forth. Nice, beautiful sensation. You don't want to go too far. Keeping those fingers wide, perhaps feeling the air moving between them. And the next time your arms reach up overhead, we're going to move into a flowing twist. So we'll twist to the right and sweep it back up and twist to the left. And just keep going from side to side. Next time your arms reach up overhead, keep them reaching. And then root down through your feet and your legs. Take a forward fold. So bow forward. Support your torso with your thighs. Let your head drip down. Let your arms dangle if you like. Or hold on to opposite elbows if you prefer. You can bring gentle movement into this seated ragdoll. Maybe a sway or a nod of the head, a shake of the head. Take a nice big breath in through your nose and sigh it out through your mouth. Root down through your feet and legs and sweep your arms wide. Bring it all the way up. Press the palms together, hands to the heart, and pause. So already a beginning, perhaps, of warming in the body. Bring your hands down onto your lap Take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, turn the head to the right. Inhale back to center and turn it to the left. And with your own breath at your own pace, just let it move from side to side. The next time you come to center, pause. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, nod your chin to your chest. Nice slow movement. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. As you inhale, bring it all the way up. So the chin is pointing up, but the back of the head, the back of the neck is long as you just step the back of the head back without throwing it back. So just move up and down. And then bring the chin to neutral, parallel to the floor, and begin to draw figure eights laying down. Infinity signs. A nice little flowing movement. Notice what direction you're going in, and then reverse direction. And then bring yourself to stillness right in the middle and begin to draw figure eights standing up. So make the circles as big or small as you like. Notice what direction you're going, and then reverse. And then pause in the middle. Take a nice breath in. As you exhale, just nod over to the right shoulder. You might take your right hand and drape it out to the side. Bring that hand to your shoulder. And maybe begin to massage the right side of your neck. And then take that hand to the left shoulder. And begin to massage in there. So find any knots. And then bring your head back up, bring your right hand to your lap, take your head over to the left. And then take your left hand to your right shoulder, give it a massage. Go all the way up the neck, to the back of the neck, down across the shoulder, and then take that left hand to the left shoulder. And if that's uncomfortable, take your right hand to your left shoulder. But just find a knot or two. Keep the head relaxed over to the side. You might find a knot that you can just press on, create a little acupressure right in that knot. See if it can release a little bit. If you're on the computer a lot, leaning over a computer, sometimes we can get real knotty in our shoulders and our neck. And bring that hand down. Take a nice shrug up on an inhale, sigh it out on an exhale. And do it again. Inhale up. And exhale, bring it down. Bring your arms out to the side. And bring your hands to cup your shoulders. Draw circles with your elbows. Spending a lot of the time on the neck and the shoulders and the upper back this morning. It's where we hold so much tension. Keep the elbows pointing in opposite directions. Maybe press them back a little bit, open up the heart. And on your exhale, bring your elbows together. Just open and close at your own pace. When the elbows are out to the sides, again, bring them up and down. Again, at your own pace. So warming up the muscles in the back body, warming up the shoulders. Elbows are out to the side, then turn them forward and extend your arms. Let's tap our shoulders a few times. Just in and out, keeping your elbows as high as your shoulders if you can. So we're strengthening the muscles in our back. Keep the arms reaching forward and take the right arm over the left and find eagle arms. Take the left leg up and cross it over the right. Squeeze your legs together. Take a breath in and choose to fold or stay upright. Baby eagle as we fold. Mama eagle if we don't. And just breathe into the back of the lungs, that space that gets so seldom used. Bring it in, expand through the ribs in the back. And let it go, either through the nose or the mouth. And then bring yourself all the way back up. Uncross your legs and arms and bring it to the other side. Left arm on top, right leg on top. Squeeze, pull the armpits apart, tuck the chin, and again decide, going to be a mama eagle or baby eagle. Folding down would make you a baby eagle, so compact. Breathe into the back of the body. And then come all the way back up. And unwrap yourself. Bring your hands onto your lap. Maybe your feet are a little wider apart. We'll rotate the upper body. So making circles. Large or small, whatever your body calls for today. And then reverse direction. And then come up to seated and take your right leg up towards you and draw circles. A few in each direction. And then hug your leg in, point and flex your toe, maybe circle your ankle a few times. And then take that ankle when it is flexed and bring it onto your thigh. Hold your ankle with your right hand, hold your foot with your left, and just begin to make those circles a little deeper, a little crunchier maybe. Just bring the circles in both directions. And then pause, take your fingers and wrap them over the tops of your toes and wiggle those toes forward and back. And then take your hands on either side of the ball of your foot and wiggle that foot from side to side. Bring your hands onto the bottom of your foot, right at the base of your toes, and with your thumbs, just massage that base of each toe, and maybe even work your way up to the tip of each toe, maybe even between the toes if it feels good. And then bring that massage all the way down the foot, maybe kind of hang out a little bit in the arch. Eventually getting to the heel and back out just as many times as you like here. And then give your foot a nice pat. Bring it down to the ground. Ooh. And just appreciate how it feels. The blood now flowing a little more freely down to that extremity as well. Take your left leg off and draw circles with your knee. A few in each direction. Excuse me. And then hug your leg in. Rotate the ankle point, flex the toes. And then keep that foot flexed and bring the ankle to your thigh. Left hand on your shin, right hand on the ball of your foot, just circle. And switch direction. Bring your hands over the toes and just wiggle them back and forth. And then your hand on either side of the ball, just wiggle that foot from side to side. And then the base of the toes, to the tips of the toes, between the toes, whatever feels good here. But see if you can get each one of the toes. Don't leave one out. It will protest, I think. And then all the way down the foot. This happens to be a self-care practice that I like to do a lot. I do it while I'm watching television. Just feels so good. And then pat. Then bring that foot down next to the other happy foot and we're ready. So root the feet down, just feel the ground underneath those feet. Feet might feel broader, warmer, happier. Bring your arms down by your sides and we'll do 5 rounds of seated sun salutations. So bring your arms up overhead on your inhale, and as you exhale, come to cactus. Inhale, little lean forward. Exhale, glide your hands all the way down to your ankles. On an inhale, straighten your arms, reach your heart forward. Nice flat back, long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse, bring it up and back to mountain. 2 more plain ones. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lean and exhale, fold. Inhale, find length and exhale, fold. Inhale, bring it back all the way up, back to mountain. Last plain one. Exhale, inhale, lean and exhale, glide. Inhale, find length and then fold. Inhale, reverse, bring it all the way up and back to mountain. So we'll add the twists if they're right. Inhale up and exhale to cactus. Inhale, lean and exhale, glide. Inhale, find length. Exhale, left hand down, right arm out to the side. Rotate ribs and shoulders to the right. Bring it back down and switch sides. Left arm out to the side, rotate left and then back. Exhale, fold and inhale, rise up. Back to mountain and the last one. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lean and exhale, fold. Inhale, find length and exhale, fold. Oh, bring the left hand down, right arm out to the side. I almost forgot our twist. And bring it back. Switch sides, go to the left and come back down. Exhale, fold and inhale, rise up. Hands to heart. Take a breath of 2. And then we will use these newly massaged feet to help us with our stand-up sit-downs. So opposite hand to opposite shoulder. And we'll go up and down 20 times if that works for you. So here we go. Here's 1 and 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8, 9, and 10, 11, oh, bottom arm to the top, and 12, 13, and 14, and 15, and 16, 17, and 18, 19, and the last one for 20. Have a seat, big breath in, and a big breath out. Oh, and find your way to standing. Once you are standing, just find mountain pose. So rock a little forward and back or side to side or around the outer edges of your feet. Eventually coming to stillness, finding that beautiful tall spine, tailbone is heavy, sternum is light. And just appreciate this beautiful posture. And then open your eyes and bring your weight into your right leg and step back onto your left toes and roll over them for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And reverse 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. Bring that foot down and step the other one back for 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and reverse 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Bring your big toes together, heels apart, knees together, and circle the knees for 1, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and reverse 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Bring your hands up your legs and separate your feet. Soften your knees, circle your hips for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And reverse 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8. Shake out your arms, keep your knees nice and relaxed as you come into standing waterfall, just rotating. A nice gentle rotation, nice full breaths as you move. Eventually coming to stillness, letting everything settle. And then stepping your feet a little wider and turning your toes out a little bit more, bringing your hands overhead, and we'll sink into Goddess 5 times. Here is 1, and 2, 3, and 4. We'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and bring your feet together. Take your hands up overhead and interlace the fingers, turn the palms up to the sky. So we want you to take a nice little lean over to the right here, relaxing the shoulders and then leaning to the right. Maybe the left hip moves slightly out to the left, but the feet stay balanced. You're not dumping into your right leg. Your left foot is also planted as we breathe here. A couple of nice breaths. So sensory self-care, part of it is knowing when you've gone too far in a yoga pose. So being mindful of how the pose feels in your body and modifying if it doesn't feel right. So if you're trying too hard, bending too far, hurting yourself, come back out. If you can't breathe, move out of a posture a little bit just so that you can. Bring yourself back up, bring your arms down by your sides. Just give them a rest. And then bring them back overhead, interlace, press high. Take that lean to the left. Right hip might move to the right. Notice how this feels. Always being mindful enough to modify if things aren't right for your body. And then bring it back up and bring the arms down. So we're going to march, in a way, we're gonna march. We're gonna do our core work standing, what we usually do seated. So we're gonna lift opposite knee and bring opposite elbow as close as possible to it 10 times. So here we go, we wanna engage the core and just begin for 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8 and 9. Last one. Great. Great job. A little bit of balance involved with that as well. So we'll move to our tree. Weight into the right, toes of the left. Turn that knee out and find your position. Maybe the toes stay down on the ground, or that foot moves up your shin, hands at heart or overhead. And I am watching the clock. So just find your breath. Find your drishti, that point of focus that will help you. Try to relax. And then turn that knee forward, step out of that tree, and move on to the other tree. So the weight is in the left, nice tall left side onto the toes of the right foot, and that rotation of the knee to the degree that feels right for you. Hands wherever you're comfortable, at the heart or overhead. And I will watch the clock. And then turn that knee forward and step out of your tree. Nice job. So keep the chair with the back facing you today. And step your left foot forward, right foot back, kind of, if you were to bend that front leg, you'd be in warrior 2 legs. We're gonna keep the legs straight to start with. And take your left hand to your left hip. So we're going to do our slow motion movement here. Bending the front knee, lifting the right arm, coming into a modified warrior 1. Trying to connect the knee and the hand together. So being aware of that connection of fingertips to knee, moving at the same pace if you can, nice and slow. So inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to do 2 more. We're going to 5. Here's the 4th. And here is the 5th. We're going to come into warrior one with both arms. And then back down. Come into warrior one. Bring the weight into the front leg. Come onto the toes of the back foot. So the arms can reach forward as you lift that back leg, or you can come to your hands with your heart. Into warrior three, and tipsy. And then step it back to warrior one. Bring the back foot forward and step the left foot back. So both legs are straight. And the right hand is on the right hip. So same thing on this side. Here we go. Here is one. Moving in unison, hand and knee, kind of keeping the pace as we come back. A mindful connection, moving in unison. We have three more. Here's the third of five. Here's four. The last. And then both arms down. And inhale into warrior one. And bring it back down. Inhale into warrior one. Bring your weight into the front leg. And we're going to float into warrior three. Arms can reach, or hands can come to your heart. And step it back. And warrior one. Great. Step both feet together and take the chair off your mat. And come to the front or top of your mat. So we're going to move down to the mat itself. So find mountain pose. Inhale the arms up overhead, press the palms together as you exhale, bow or swan dive, your choice. Inhale to a long spine and exhale, fold. So we're going to do this single, simple sun salutation first. And then we will come to the mat. Inhale overhead and exhale, bow or swan dive. Inhale to a flat back. And as you exhale, bring your hands to the mat. Step one foot back, lower that knee. Bring the other one back next to it. Wrists are over or under the shoulders and the knees are under the hips. Just do a few rounds of cat and cow. And then take, the right leg back, lift it about hip height, bend the knee, and pump that foot up towards the ceiling 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Extend the leg and sweep it off to the left. Look over your left shoulder and look for that right foot. So you can stay here with both hands grounded as they are. Bring the right hand towards the left hand, or bring the right hand to the outside of the left hand. Stay strong and balanced as best you can as you look towards that back foot. And then bring your hands back and bring that right knee back to the left. Take the left leg back, lift the leg, bend the knee, and pump the foot for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Extend the leg, float it off to the right. Look over your right shoulder. And decide if you're going to stay with your hands as they are or move them into a more challenging place for balance. Your option, always. And then bring that hand back and bring that knee back. Separate your feet. Bring your toes together and sink your hips back towards your heels. So you are in child's pose. Just breathe into the back body. Bring the breath all the way down to the base of your spine. And then draw yourself back up to tabletop. Bring your forearms down to the mat, parallel to each other. Just kind of walk your knees back and lay your belly down. So the feet are flat on the mat, pressing into the mat with the tops of the toes to relieve any pressure on the knees. The forearms are parallel. You might draw them energetically back as if you're trying to shrink your mat, lengthening through the front body. Chin is parallel to the mat. You are a sphinx, tall and proud. And then lift the elbows, lower the chest, bring your hands back under your shoulders, or maybe even a little further back, right by your ribs. Elbows are tight to your ribs, so they're close together like a little grasshopper. Crown of the head is reaching forward, gaze is down. So roll your shoulders around, up and back, lift your heart, and then lower. Another time, rolling the shoulders, lifting the heart, pressing into the mat with your pubic bone, low belly, and lower. And one more time, making this baby cobra. So you should be able to float your hands. You're not holding yourself off the mat with your hands. All back action here. And then bring your forearms under your forehead, bend your knees, and windshield wipe your legs. Extend your right leg, reach back for your left foot, ankle, pants, whatever you can gather, and draw that heel towards your buttock. So we're getting a nice quadricep stretch here, front of our thigh. You don't want to pull really super hard. If you have any knee issues, you might just want to bend the foot, not hold it or pull it. And just let that leg go long. Switch your arms, left forearm in front. Bend the right leg, reach back for whatever you can reach. So I have a tighter hand, quad on this side, I can get my pants. And just pull that foot closer to your buttocks. And then release it down. Roll over to your back. And once you are on your back, hug your knees into your chest. And give yourself a little massage. So another way to show a little love for your back. A little rock from side to side or circling of the knees. And then bring your feet down to the mat. You can keep your feet close together or further apart and just begin to windshield wipe the knees. They don't have to reach the ground. You're just beginning to work into the hips. You can have your arms out like wings, palms up or down. You can have your hands on your belly, whatever feels good. The next time your knees are over to the left, let them stay there. And if you need to put a pillow or a block or something underneath your bottom leg so that it's on something, go ahead and do that. Just energetically push that right knee down towards the bottom of the mat and maybe reach that right arm diagonally up to the top right corner of your mat. Your left hand can be on your ribs so you can feel your breath, or it can be out like a wing. And if you want a deeper stretch, maybe take that left foot on top of the right thigh. It's going to make the twist, the rotation deeper. It might cause a little discomfort. So again, always being mindful of how things feel in your own body. Some people like that foot on top. I prefer it not. And then bring your knees through center. Bring it over to the other side. So the knees are going off to the right. Maybe the left arm this time reaches to the top left corner of your mat. The left knee really extends, pushes down towards the bottom right. So you have this beautiful stretch through the left side of your body. And again, you have the option to take that right foot on your left thigh or not. Right hand on your ribs or out like a wing, whatever feels good. Breathe. Coming back onto your back. Take that left leg up to the ceiling. Point and flex the toes, circle the ankle. Kind of gently pull back, getting a stretch now into the back of that thigh, into your hamstring, even into your calf as you point and flex. Stretching that fascia tissue that goes all the way up the back of your leg. And then keeping the foot flexed, take that ankle to your thigh and give a little press to that thigh, trying to keep the pelvis level. So these little hip points are parallel to each other, in line with each other, parallel to the bottom of your mat. So you're not twisted through the pelvis. As you keep this upper foot, this left foot flexed, and decide whether or not lifting that right foot would be a good thing today or not. Taking your hands, wrapping them around your right thigh. If you can reach, using a strap to do that. If your arms are challenged to do that. And take that right foot to the sky if that feels good. Try to stay relaxed in the neck and shoulders. You can always rock here. I happen to like to do that. And then bring the right foot down if it's lifted. Take that left leg one more time up to the sky, point and flex. And then bring the left foot down to the ground. Take the right leg up, point and flex the toe. Circle the ankle. Draw it gently back towards the face. No, don't strain. Just a little stretch. Keeping that ankle flexed, bring your right ankle to your left thigh. Same thing. Check in with your pelvis. Sometimes it just wants to twist as we move into this posture. Press that right thigh away. And decide if lifting the left leg would feel good today, wrapping behind the left thigh, extending the leg. And then let the left foot come down if it's lifted. Take the right leg one more time up towards the sky. Point, flex, maybe hold in the flex or hold in the point. And then bring that right foot down next to your left. Float your legs up so that your knees are over your hips and your shins are parallel to the floor. Bring your arms up to the ceiling so your fingers are pointing up to the ceiling. So what we're going to do is opposite arm and opposite leg. Right arm will go back towards the floor as the left leg extends. Keep the core engaged, pubic bone up towards your navel. Bring everything back to the way it was and then go to the other side. Right leg extends, left arm reaches back. And then cut back. So here is 2. And 3. Each count is 1 on each side. And 4. Going to 10, if you can. 5. 6. 7. And 8. And 9. Last one. Hug in. And send your legs long. Bring your arms overhead. Take a nice full body stretch. Oh, that's good. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Reach between your thighs for your toes or ankles. Maybe you wrap the outside of your thighs if that's what you can do better. Feet are as if you're standing, kind of you're doing an upside down squat. So you're drawing your knees towards your shoulders. You're extending your tail towards the bottom of the mat. So your spine is long on the mat. You can extend one leg and the other, or both legs if that feels good in this happy baby. You can rock or be still. Beautiful lengthening of the spine here. A nice little opening through the groin and the hips. And then release any bind that you have. Bring your legs back together. Extend your legs towards the ceiling. Lift your tail and bring your hands underneath your tail. You can put a blanket there instead if you like, or a block for this legs up the wall. Just a little final inversion with our legs above our heart. Wonderful practice to do before you're going to bed, if you're finding it difficult to sleep, if you're anxious, unsettled. And as you're ready to move into stillness, into that final posture of Shavasana where we integrate all the benefits of these movements, just find your way there in your own time. So it could be staying right here with legs up the wall. It could be corpse pose with your legs extended to the bottom of the mat. You might want a blanket over you this morning. It's chilly, although it's going to be warm. Do appreciate it because it's going to be cold next week. For sure. Really cold. Once you get into the posture that you're going to be still in, take a big breath in through your nose, sigh it out through your mouth. One more inhale. And then allow the body to release into the support of the mat. Just let it be heavy. As you rest in Shavasana today, my thought would be for you to think about something that makes you happy, something that you do, something that you see or hear, smell or taste, an activity that brings you joy. And as you think about that activity, think about the senses you use to bring that beautiful prana in, which is what creates that sense of aliveness, that sense of passion, that sense of joy. And as you explore this activity of self-care, sensory self-care, you might pinpoint an opportunity to bring it into your life in one more time a week, a month, a day, whatever's practical. But how can you bring more of it into your life? And so you might allow your attention to move back to your breath. Allowing each new breath to be fuller than the breath before it. Each new breath out more of a letting go or release. Bringing movement back into the physical body, maybe wiggling fingers and toes or circling ankles and wrists, or letting the head gently drift from side to side. And if it would feel good to take a nice full body stretch, go ahead and reach the arms overhead, extend the legs long, take the biggest, fullest breath of the day so far, all the way to the top, plus more. And then sigh it out. Big sigh as you draw your knees into your chest and give yourself that beautiful hug. Hug of self-love, compassion. Thanking yourself for making it here today to do this beautiful practice for yourself. A form of self-care. Choosing to roll to one side or stay on your back. Just checking in to see what might have shifted or changed in the past hour as we've practiced here together. Finding something you can take off your mat out into your week ahead. Maybe it is that awareness of what makes you happy and perhaps how or why. Appreciation and observation. Finding something that you can leave behind, something that doesn't serve you, a thought, perhaps. And as you feel ready to end your practice, find your way to a comfortable seat. And once you're there, bring your hands to your heart. We bring our hands to our hearts, reminding us to fill our hearts with kindness and compassion. And to our lips, reminding us to speak words of kindness and compassion. To our third eye, reminding us to expand our thoughts of kindness and compassion towards ourselves as well as others. And in honor of the light that shines in each of us, the light that unites us all, we bow and say namaste.